Let's keep the conversation going on that polling. Could President Biden's low job approval numbers wind up hurting the governor of Lamont? Biden still does well with Connecticut Democrats, but his numbers are slipping. We asked Emerson College polling executive director Spencer Kimball about the impact. Watch this.
Remember, this is a state Joe Biden wins by 20 points. However, we do a 2024 hypothetical matchup, and his lead's only 13 points. He'd still win the state, but you're talking about 7 points have been shaved off. Now, remember, in that governor's race, Lamont only wins by 3-4 points. He would lose under those conditions.
And joining us this morning from the Channel 8 newsroom, take a deeper dive into what we found in those polls is News 8's managing director, Rick Green. Rick, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey there, Tom. It's good to be here.
So Rick, it appears that Governor Lamont seems to have all the momentum 6 months from Election Day. What is the poll telling us about this? What do you think?
Well, with 8 in 10 people locked in, and the governor with a high approval rating, particularly among young voters and older voters, and undecided voters leaning towards Lamont, it just seems like folks have decided maybe it's not the time to fire this guy.
Yeah, so you know, all the more important are the undecided voters, I think. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where the battleground is going to be, Tom. You know, we see Republicans fairly locked in, Democrats fairly locked in, and as always, they're all going to be going for the unaffiliated vote. Bob Stefanowski's problem is that among people who have decided, who are undecided but are leaning, they're leaning towards the governor, not the challenger.
And women are, as you know, going to play a deciding role in both the races for U.S. Senate and governor. What are we seeing in both races when it comes to gender issues?
Well, one of the huge takeaways here is the crushing lead that Lamont has among women, 20 points. He even leads among men by 3 points. So female voters are going to play a big role, and Stefanowski has to think about a way he can soften that support and become more appealing to women. That's a big ask.
You know, Rick, here we see once again the suburbs and unaffiliates are the key here, right?
As always, you know, we look to Fairfield County, Farmington Valley, and particularly as we look at the Senate race, the Themis holds something of a lead, a little bit of a lead among suburban voters, among suburban undecided voters, and so we're going to really see a focus on that as the campaign unwinds over the next 6 months.
Well, as James Carville said famously, Rick, it's still the economy, stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, one thing we found, even with all the talk about crime in Connecticut, but by an overwhelming number of folks are rating the economy as the big issue. Close to 50% of the respondents labeled the economy as the top issue. So for Bob Stefanowski, tying the governor to the higher inflation, recession on the horizon, that's going to be really something he's got to focus on.
Long way to go, Rick. You see changes in the air?
Not yet, although the Senate race really intriguing there, I think. As we heard earlier on the program, Themis is going to be able to do a lot of fundraising over that tighter than expected race.
Rick Green, managing editor at Channel 8 from the newsroom. Thanks for joining us, Rick. Great job.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it. Next on Cap Report, who would have thought, well, maybe Cerulli, that empty nip bottles could provide such a big financial bump for Connecticut cities and towns? We'll discuss when we get back. Cerulli, you got them rolling around your